38-31 Patriots over Bills.
It was pretty close. Did a pretty good job there. Nice little pat myself on the back. Came up with this weird little algorithm and came up with the score. So, let's see. Like I said, 38-31. Ended up being 37-31. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm not blaming Ryan Fitzpatrick. Are you? And I want to know why you are. And I'm going to tell you why I'm not blaming Ryan Fitzpatrick. Because I thought it was the best game he's played in a couple years, probably, since last year on the road against a quality opponent. I'm not blaming him because he engineered all those scoring drives. It was him. I don't care if he handed the ball off to Spiller, threw the ball to Jackson, threw the ball to Spiller, whatever. It was him. The Bills' defense forced no turnovers. The Bills had good field position one time when they held the Patriots on the 1-yard line and they punted and got it at the 45. That was the only time the Bills had good field position. Every other time, Ryan Fitzpatrick brought the Bills down the field and scored points. 31 points on the road needs to win you the game. That's plain and simple. Could have been more if Jackson doesn't fumble at the 1. Could have been less if the Patriots don't drop so many passes. And by that I mean the Patriots could have scored more points. It was just, excuse me, I'm a little ill. The most prominent thing that came out of this past Sunday's game to me is that defense is the most prominent issue. They forced no turnovers. They got 1 sack. The Patriots could have scored more points. They didn't drop so many passes. Welker dropped a sure touchdown in the first series. The first play, essentially, Brian Scott should have picked it off. That's simple. Simple. And they don't come away with it. That is just a microcosm of the season, of the Bills' season, defensively. Penalties obviously chewed him up. The George Wilson one was garbage. The Gilmore one was not. You can argue the 5-yard chuck, but the ball was already in the air and Gilmore had him. So there's no 5-yard chuck. The ball's in the air. He can't grab him like that. The one on Gilmore, or whoever it was on when it was Lloyd in the end zone, was just ridiculous. The ball didn't even land in the white in the back of the end zone. It landed outside of the back of the end zone. It almost landed in the first row. There's no way Lloyd was catching it. He just gave up. He sort of just fell. Gilmore maybe had pushed him a little bit, but that was just ridiculous. In my opinion, the referees handed the Patriots 7 points. That said, you can't blame referees for losses. You just can't do it. You have to finish games. Good teams find ways to win. Bad teams continue to find ways to lose, and that was evident. The Patriots found a way to win. The Bills found a way to lose. Nothing's changed. That was it. And another call that I had some serious question about is how is there defensive pass interference on Jairus Byrd if the pass was not intended to the guy Jairus Byrd was covering? That one, a little over my head. I'm sure it's a little over your head. Holding, absolutely. Jairus Byrd held Rob Gronkowski on the play, but it was not a 17-yard pass interference penalty. He didn't throw it to him. So I don't understand. Penalties, shot him in the face, pretty much. Face, foot, pick a limb or body part. But they still scored 31 points. It was nothing went the Bills' way. Calls, maybe they got lucky with Brandon Spikes being a dirtball and Gerard Mayo tackling Spiller out of bounds. Calls didn't go their way. Ball bounces didn't go their way. Spots hardly went their way. Maybe one time on the 3rd and 15 at Jackson, they got the benefit of the doubt. But like I said, nothing went their way, and they still had a chance to win the game at the end of the day. You know, And it all goes back to Fitzpatrick to me. I think Fitzpatrick kept this team in the game. He fumbled early on. It should have been, it was it 17-3? I think it was 17-3. His fumble led to New England points. That was his fault. But what did he do? Did he fold? No. He brought the team back. The last play, obviously that's what everyone's talking about. TJ Graham was supposed to go underneath. I don't know if that would have been great, how it would have worked. I don't know how it would have worked. I do know CJ Spiller was wide open. What are you going to do? And that was obviously a thing for people because everyone wants CJ to touch the ball more. And then there he was wide open, standing on the 10. Johnson was not open because most of the screen, watch the whole play. Watch the whole play. There's a safety over there, and the safety comes to his left once the ball is thrown. Johnson's not open. If you see the screenshot of Johnson in front of his defender, look at the screenshot. There's only 7 Patriots in that screenshot. I don't have it with me, but I know it was tweeted a couple times. Sal Capaccio tweeted. I believe Jeremy White tweeted it. But anyway, Johnson's not open. There's only 7 Patriots in the frame in that screenshot. That means there's 4 that are at the 5-yard line or deeper. It's not there. Spiller was there, though, and has an outside chance of scoring on the play. Might get tackled inside the 5. But the Bills don't have time on their side. I don't get why. I get why Jackson's injury cost them a timeout. I get that. I don't get why. Who was it before? Christ, I don't know. Offensive lineman, Levitri or something. Why the clock was stopped? I don't understand why that cost you a timeout. I know it's inside 2 minutes. You could be faking it, whatever. I don't know. If the clock is stopped, I don't understand. Regardless, whatever. The Bills had a chance to possibly reshape the franchise in one drive and fail to capitalize upon it, and that's the story of it. That's it. Bring on the Dolphins. Making this video a little late. The game is tomorrow. So I don't even know how many people are going to watch this video between now and then. But, hey, season's pretty much on the line the rest of the way, right? Which, like I said, I've been bringing this up. Which team is too unbeatable at this point on the schedule? Miami at Indy. You want to make the playoffs? You got to beat Indy. Okay, Indy plays at New England this week. I think we're all thinking that New England's going to win that game, right? So Indy would fall to 6-4. If the Bills win, they're 4-6. Then they play at Indy. The Bills beat them, they're 5-6. Indy 6-5. It's right there. And then they hold the tiebreaker because they beat them. So win. Will they beat the Dolphins? Oh my goodness, Fred Jackson's not playing. CJ Spiller finally going to get a full workload. Excellent. The guy is unbelievable. Some of the plays I saw him make on Sunday were just ridiculous. The screen passes, he just makes people miss. He's so good at it. It's unbelievable. That said, I still like the split that he does with Jackson. It keeps defenses honest. It's good. It keeps Spiller fresh. They do need to get them each at least 18 to 20 touches a game, each of them. Dolphins got shellacked by the Titans last week at home. The Dolphins, everyone's thinking, "Oh my God, Tannehill! Wow, he's playing great." The Dolphins are 4-4 or 4-3. This is unbelievable. And then they lose to Indy, they lose to Tennessee. Now they got the Bills. The Bills are obviously underperforming. The defense is underperforming, and I got to give. I forget who. Oh man, I forget who it was now. It was somebody on ESPN. I think it was like Marcellus Wiley, or it might even been Teddy Bruschi. And I'm sorry to even bring him up. Just said that defense is not going to click just like that. You have rookies, you have new guys in there. It's not going to work right off the bat, and it hasn't. Um, so they have work to do. It's starts this week, plain and simple. Short week. Some guys on the Bills don't even practice till Thursday or Friday. Now they have to play a game on Thursday. Then they get sort of a bye week going into next week, which they need all the time in the world to prepare for Indy because they need to beat Indy. But first, they need to beat Miami. And like I said, Spiller should get a full workload. Fitz needs to play that way again. This offensive line, I love this offensive line. Cordy Glenn, Levitri, Eric Wood, and then Urbic and Hairston right tackle. I think that needs to be the full time line. Fitz had a little bit of pressure. Fumble, he had to scramble a little bit, but I just think that that's the best combination for the Bills to succeed. Look at, I know Spiller did quite a bit of improvising on his own, but it worked. Jackson found some holes. He had 2 touchdowns. I was impressed with the line. Happy with it. I was happy with Fitzpatrick making sideline throws. That was good. Hopefully he can keep that up this week. Miami is just a team right now that I think is like Reggie Bush got benched, and Reggie Bush trashed our women, which I'll get to. I just think Miami is a team that's sort of coming back to reality. They got off to a hot start. Tannehill, nobody had any film on him. It was just sort of, he got hot. That's fine. You get a hot quarterback. Hopefully Fitz gets hot. You get a hot quarterback, and you can do anything. I just think Miami's kind of, back on their heels a little bit, and the wheels are starting to fall off. Reggie Bush got benched for fumbling. Like I said, trash our women, which again I'm going to get to. They don't have any legitimate threat at wide receiver. Brian Hartline's there, but I hope Gilmore can take Brian Hartline. They have the main thing is running football. If Reggie Bush ran all over the Bills last year, if they can stop him, I think they can beat the Dolphins. I think they can beat the Dolphins if they don't stop him, to be honest with you, because I don't think Tannehill is going to play that well. I think the Bills will go after him and get after him early. That's the thing. I just need to see the Bills impose their will on somebody. They just need to set the tone from start to finish, like they did against the Chiefs in opening day last year. That was it. Or even the Chiefs this year. Just right away come out and be like, listen, this is our game. Thanks for coming, but you're going to lose. Stuff like that. I think they're capable of doing it. I also think that, you get these emotional games like they did last week. Like they had Arizona, and then they set themselves up for letdowns against Tennessee. And this Miami game, it can't be a letdown. It just can't be. You have to sweep Miami. I know you only beat Miami once in the last 2 years. You have to be better than them. You have to. I don't know why we struggle so much with divisional opponents. It could be coaching. I don't want to talk about new coaches, like I said. I don't want to talk about replacement players for next year, acquiring people, draft picks, whatever. No, we're not. We're done with that. We're not talking about that yet, because the Bills went 3-6 in 2004. They won 6 straight, went 9-6. Let's do it again. That's the attitude I'm taking. They're going to beat the Dolphins. Bills, yes. Bills are beating the Dolphins on Sunday. Or on Sunday. Wednesday, Thursday. Today's Wednesday. Score. Let's try another little algorithm. Bills, home, primetime. They break our hearts at primetime. Fitzpatrick playing pretty well. Steve Johnson playing pretty well. TJ Graham needs to make up for himself. Fred Jackson, nope, not today. TJ Spiller, yes. Mario Williams. Let's see what we get. Nick Barnett, struggling at times. Stephon Gilmore on a subpar wide receiver. But Reggie Bush runs the ball pretty well. Ryan Tannehill, kind of an X factor. Brian Hartline, what if he does tear up Gilmore? He's not going to. The Bills are going to win. 27-17. 2-score win. Yeah, that's what I like. 2-score win for the Bills, 27-17. Guys, thanks for watching. If I can get to it real quick, Reggie Bush said he wouldn't be interested in seeing the women of Buffalo topless, which is whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if some women flaunt their stuff a little bit tomorrow night. That'll be interesting. I'm sure some men will. But who cares what Reggie Bush says? Because Reggie Bush's Heisman Trophy left just as fast as Kim Kardashian did. So why do we care what he thinks? He's a Cali kid. I'm sure he sees some beautiful women out there, but everyone knows Buffalo's got some chicks. I know I sound like a total bro saying that. Buffalo's got good-looking girls. Come on. Like, why do we care? You might have married one, or you might be dating one. That's fine. Guys, thanks for watching. Enjoy the game tomorrow. Get there. Section 221. As always, go Bills.